Hello everybody, my name is Ian de Grey and I shall now give a detailed overview on my Corvette design called the Cavalier Corvette by Consolidate Outland. The Cavalier Corvette is designed to be the smallest and most agile warship on the battlefield. It is designed to be mass produced, easily repaired and has various modular functions to make the Cavalier the true working horse of the fleet. The UE fleet considers the Cavalier Corvette as an entry-level warship, usually running with skeleton crews and greenhorn captains as their first introduction to fleet command. The Cavalier's agile flight behavior benefits greatly from the bravery new captains tend to bring, without risk losing the war when a corvette is lost. The wide range of support roles will then train the captain in all aspects of being part of a war fleet before he steps up to much larger vessels. Because the Cavalier is designed to be fast and light, it is also more likely to sink. The life support room and escape pods are therefore heavily armored to maximize crew survival. The main purpose of the Cavalier in the fleet is to keep enemy fighters at distance by providing massive target saturation. This makes it too dangerous for enemy fighters to capitalize the blind spots of slow battle carriers and battleships. It can also be used to prevent damaged ships from leaving the battlefield alive. The Cavalier is also used as long-range interceptor, forward scout of the fleet, or supply line escort. It is a common sight to see multiple Cavaliers deployed within the fleet, and usually militias use them to patrol the well-known trade routes. Constructing and mass producing a Cavalier is surprisingly easy for its relative size, thanks to its separate bulkhead construction and the lack of a traditional chassis. The process starts with the cargo bay. Then they add the engine room, and then they add the side truss mounts. Then on the front end, the forward battery arrays are attached and are wedged together by the upper and lower superstructure. It is then all nailed down by the central spine, which in turn is sealed off by the bridge. The process is then finished by sealing the exterior with the active exoskeleton armor. All bulkheads can be outsourced and produced simultaneously and by multiple manufacturers, and then assembled together into a Cavalier. Heavily damaged Cavaliers can be repaired by unlocking the central spine and equipping brand new bulkheads, while the damaged bulkheads are sent off to manufacturers for proper repairs. This way, the UEE can mass produce Cavaliers or stock up on Cavalier spare parts, even in the borderlands, should the need arise. I should also mention that the active exoskeleton armor is made from more than 100 identical armor plates, which can be recycled from fully sunk Cavaliers after battle. One of the primary reasons the Cavalier remains so agile is that the military-grade exoskeleton armor also fulfills the role of a traditional chassis. Instead of spreading out a medium armor coat along the entire ship, specific areas are heavily armored for maximum protection, while the other surfaces are lightly armored to maintain a lower mass. The central spine and active exoskeleton are heavily armored. The forward battery array and the armored side truss plates are medium armored, and the rest of the ship is lightly armored. The size 6 shield generator then covers all angles of the ship and provides medium protection. The Cavalier has 4 size 5 main thrusters, and active armor flaps make the main engine contribute to maneuvering thrust. The moving armor thrusters are a necessity, because the 6 powerful size 4 side thrusters would shear off the metal plating in a traditional mounting setup. The plates move slightly along and mitigate the violent thruster output, and other 8 size 2 maneuvering thrusters then make sure the entire body can respond accordingly. In forward flight, the moving armor thrusters and the main engine armor will be in a more closed position, maximizing forward thrust, while all plates would, for example, move to the left if you were to strafe right. As you can see, the moving armor plates are designed with taking damage in mind. Usually, damage will affect the exterior plate first, while protecting the ones inside. However, this design also brings very dangerous weak spots. All moving armor plates will spread out when you do a full reverse and are then very easy to hit. There are also some dangerous angles where a clean hit will always take out one or two engines. A crewman can visit the engine room to enhance the power and thrust efficiency during maneuvering or to enhance jump fuel consumption manually. The primary weapons are 4 size 5 unmanned turrets and are stock equipped with 4 quad turrets wielding size 1 laser repeaters. This means you can bring 16 guns to bear to ensure maximum target saturation. There are also 2 size 4 manned turrets which are capable of adding forward damage, will however mostly be used to cover the large side of the Cavalier. While the manned turrets can be slaved to missile parts or fuel tanks, it is unadvisable to do so as this will create a massive blind spot on the Cavalier's side. The forward battery array is a special compartment designed to pump extreme amounts of energy into the forward turrets. Meanwhile, the upper and lower superstructure will vent away all the heat. The Cavalier Corvette can temporarily overcharge its weapons to release an impressive barrage of laser fire, reaching up to 5 times the shots fired until overheat is reached. It will then take a significant time to cool down while all the tunnels are venting the heat directly into space, which will also enhance your signature greatly. When the superstructures take light damage, their ability to absorb heat will slowly drop. Even if, for example, only 30% of both the superstructures is remaining, you would still be able to overcharge that 30% until they overheat. The venting tunnels inside the superstructure are shaped so that they act as buffer zones. This makes them absorb heavy impacts. While the compartment then loses its functionality, it also stops the damage from spreading towards the other compartments. The stock laser barrage can be swapped out with combat sensors, which will replace one forward turret on one side with a radar dish, which can be overcharged temporarily. A distortion array, which replaces one forward turret on one side with a hacking package that can be overcharged, or shield and armor array. This replaces both forward arrays and turns the Cavalier Corvette in a makeshift frigate. This module installs a few shield capacitors in the forward arrays, adding shield pool size, and the ability to recharge extremely fast when using the forward battery mechanic. It also makes the forward array heavily armored instead of medium armored, which in turn drastically lowers your agility. A crew member can go to the internal bay of the forward array to improve the duration and energy efficiency manually during overcharge times. The Cavalier is equipped with 2 size 4 power plants. This is needed to support the forward battery mechanics. The ship requires idle 140% power draw and has 200%. When using the forward battery array, one power plant's full charge is taken. This means you only have 100% power left and have to save the missing 40% power by turning down other systems. The cargo bay has a small room in the top side that gives control to cranes and tractor beams that all are attached to the ceiling. A crew member can use this room to manually improve loading or to drop the cargo boxes on enemy borders. On the bottom floor lies the torpedo bay. In automatic mode, the torpedo will simply drop out of the cargo bay and fire forwards. The torpedoes here shown would be about 18 meters long. A crewman can take control over the torpedo crane and use the aim controls to swivel the torpedo and fire torpedoes sideways. While Corvettes cannot face the real battleships head-on, it can use its agility to swivel torpedoes from an unexpected angle to deal serious damage. The torpedo bay can be swapped out for other loadouts. A carrier bay holding 25 meter or smaller ship and can provide repairs and refuels inside the carrier bay. This would be used to increase numbers when the Cavalier is in a small fleet. A reclaim and recycle bay will add tractor beams that a crewman can manually extend outside the belly of the ship and scoop up debris, which is then directly refined in a small internal refinery unit. This way, the Cavalier can scavenge the battlefield without having to risk crewmen or the fleet's position. A mine warfare suite with the ability to launch a few mines and to aim anti-mine drones from safe distance. Either placing a minefield for the incoming enemy fleet or cleaning the minefield before your own fleet arrives at the scene. Internally, you have the life support room, recreational room, and crew quarters. The life support room gives extended survival when the rest of the ship is sinking, and only the heavy armored central spine remains. The life support room and recreational room can both be swapped out. You can install a command and control room with hologram table to supply tactical support if you are the head of a small fleet. Additional crew quarters with small armory and weapons bays can be installed for when you're expecting land combat or are bringing fresh recruits to the fleet. A holding cell with interrogation room for when you captured enemies in deep space, or a deep space communication center so that you can send a singular encrypted message multiple systems away. When using this mechanic, the Cavalier must first go in full silent mode and redirect all of its power to boost the signal. The final option would be a diplomatic envoy room to create a neutral diplomatic meeting ground on the battlefield. I hope you all enjoyed my in-depth explanation of the Cavalier Corvette, and if you liked the design, please leave a reply on the forum or on this video.